What up, what up?
Yo, what's up? $1,000 check in the background.
Yep,
That was on purpose, right?
Wait. Right there, can you see it?
I see you close.
Hold up. I'll just...
Ooh, oh, another one.
Yeah, y'all put them around my room.
You can't even cash them, you just decorate with them?
Yup, that's how you do it.
What are you doing?
Hopefully I can add a few more.
You surviving the storm?
Yeah, I've got like everything ready and stuff, just waiting now.
I know. I think it's gonna miss us though. I don't know if you've been watching it. It looks like it's
for real?
It looks like it's going all the way up the west coast, and then we're just gonna get rain and wind. Nothing like, which is good.
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow? You want to dunk tomorrow? If it's open?
I'm down to dunk any day.
Well, I think it's supposed to be around here tomorrow. Yeah, the gyms will probably be closed tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't have like school Monday and Tuesday, so.
Nice.
Like
yeah, I don't know if I have work yet or not, but we'll see. So as long as power doesn't go out, I'm going to do 4 million podcasts. That's all I can do, and edit my vlogs.
Yeah.
Is your face okay from that one? That one that you glitched on?
Oh, I don't even remember that. I remember like slipping on that or whatever.
Yeah, I remember slipping too, but I don't remember it hitting your face. And I was watching. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess we'll get started now. There's no official start to these things. I'm not a pro. But this is your first podcast.
Yup.
I pop your cherry. Dude, the wind is picking up. I'm looking at it.
Really?
It's pretty windy out.
Do you think that's what's affecting it, or like?
Possibly, actually.
Freaking Hurricane Irma.
God dang it, Irma.
It looks like it's not delayed anymore though. Like right now.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So official introduction. Your name is Isaiah. What is it again?
My name is Isaiah Joshua Rivera Colon.
Whoa. And Rivers, right? Isaiah Rivers?
Rivera. You can just say that.
It's not Isaiah Rivers?
No. A lot of people used to compare me to Austin Rivers.
Right.
And like, especially when I would play basketball and stuff, so that was pretty funny. But just Rivera with an A.
And are you related to Lewis?
I am not related to Lewis.
But how's that possible? You have the same name.
Yeah. It was really coincidental. I actually met, shout out to TT, by the way, she's my girlfriend. Lewis is my girlfriend's sister. But it's kind of weird that we have the same last name.
Yeah. That way if you get married, it's no biggie.
But nah, her last name's different, though, so it's just Lewis. I have the same one.
Anyway,
but
the way you started your dunk career, I am your biggest influence, right? And I'm still your biggest influence, and...
No, yeah, it's actually pretty cool, because, like, in a way, you were the one, you and Nico both were the first people I started watching on YouTube. First, like, people that I saw were just dunking instead of playing basketball.
Yeah.
And this was back when I was, like early high school, and I wasn't dunking at all. Like, I was probably touching the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so you guys were the first people that, like, trained to jump higher, and it kind of started me on the journey.
The funny part, too, which we've been over, but I like to tell the story, is that I got my start from watching Andy, who is over the hill dunker, and he's from Utah. But and you were from Utah, so it's weird that I got an influence from him in Utah, and then I started my journey, and then you in Utah got your influence from me or saw my videos, which is so weird.
And it was really crazy because, like, the one state that I end up moving is Florida, where both you and Nico are, and like it just came to a full circle type of thing.
Yeah, and I saw your videos like before you mentioned you came, but I didn't like connect the name. And I remember you commented like, "Yo, you're coming to UCF," and that was the first time that, besides like Nico, we lived in the same place, but that was the first time that like someone else that was in a different state I was going to start dunking with, and I was like, it was like so strange, and it didn't hit me yet that it was going to be like we're going to have like so many sessions and like be so legit with like our training.
Yeah, it was cool because like I remember hearing that you were in Central Florida, and then I remember you posted a video and it said UCF in the background, and then I was like, like we might be really close.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember the first session that we had together was and CJ I had like recently started watching on Instagram, and walking into the gym and seeing you guys in person instead of like just through online or in video, it was the weirdest thing ever.
It is so cool. Weird, yeah. I'm used to it now because I meet so many people, but the first couple times was weird. Yeah. Here, let me call you right back just on audio because it's just lagging. I'd rather just have the audio.
Okay.
Call you right back. We're back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it seems a little bit more solid.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what else was I going to say? So, I know you watch videos and you kind of got inspired by YouTube videos and stuff like that, but where did you start dunking? Were you dunking before that?
Yeah, so my love for dunking, it started with basketball. Like, I was always just really obsessed with basketball. Like, I was practicing probably at the very least 3 hours a day, every single day with basketball. Which actually carried over to dunking as far as like discipline and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And the thing that always amazed me about basketball was the dunking portion of it. I was always on YouTube watching like Michael Jordan and like NBA dunk contests and stuff like that, but I never like knew there was a world of professional dunking, which is pretty weird. So like I would always just lower my basketball hoop and like pretend I was Shaq or Michael Jordan or something like that, and just dunk on the low hoop.
Did you think that like 10 feet was possible for you, or you thought it was kind of like only for like freak people?
This is the other like pretty cool part. I always kind of knew I'd be able to dunk one day. I don't know why, because I was always like pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just had a really strong feeling that I was gonna be able to dunk, and then seeing my family like, I saw my uncles like they would hit growth spurts really late.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of figured I'd be tall eventually. So, yeah, I just kind of always knew I'd be able to dunk, even though I was really far from it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just a matter of, like, taking small steps. Like, I'd be touching the net. Next, I want to touch the backboard. After that, I want to touch the iron under the rim.
Right.
After that, the rim.
That's crazy. So, I know you watch my videos, but like, which ones like really shocked you that there was like a new level to dunking on YouTube? Did you have like a moment like that?
Yeah, I can remember the exact moment actually. I was on like they used to have a lot of forums online, and there was this one. I forgot the name of it, but they had like a street ball section in it, and I was just going online, reading different stuff that people were saying. And there was one guy, he made a post about this dude named Jordan Kilgannon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, check out his progress. This is the first videos he would post on YouTube, him dunking on low rims, and this is him now. And I think around that time is when, I think he was in LA, like in 2013, 2014-ish. And he was like, it was like when he first did the chair dunk and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, this guy had posted a video of him barely dunking, and then like 5 years later, he's putting both his elbows in the rim. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So, and that's the first time I had seen dunks at that level too. I think I had come across like a T-Dub video maybe when he was really big. But I remember seeing that video. I was like, whoa, this is freaky. So I went on his YouTube channel. And that day, I literally watched every single video he had from, like, his first ones up. And I just saw the progress, and I was like, this is crazy. And then I came across an article. Someone interviewed him, and they had said, he was saying that, like, the only thing he did was dunk every single day for like, hours a day. And I was like, I think I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
And then just seeing his progress, it kind of made me believe that it was possible for me. And he had the same, like, body shape as me, same, like, weight, height. And I was like, I think I can do this. Let me try it. Let me try dunking every single day. And then around that time, that's also exactly when I moved to Florida.
How old were you when you first started like training?
Training like that, I'd say I was like 16.
And then where were you touching on the hoop?
That was shortly after my first dunk.
Okay.
So to get my first dunk, I kind of always knew about training. So I would be doing like weight room stuff with the basketball team, and just kind of trying to dunk every now and then. And I worked on it a lot. But the time when I realized that to jump higher, you just got to jump a lot, That was right, like probably 2 weeks after my first dunk is when I realized that.
Wow. Because you probably tried to dunk a bunch of times and you finally got it?
Yeah, pretty much. I was always trying to dunk, but like, I moved to Florida, got a new basketball hoop, and it was perfect because it was like in my driveway. So I would wake up if I was bored, I'd go outside, try to dunk a few times. I wasn't consistent at all at the time. Like I'd be trying to get one-handers, maybe try something off the lob, and yeah, I just literally started working on it every single day.
That's nuts. Is it like surreal now to you when you go to a hoop and you just can like vert dunk a regular hoop easily, warm up?
Yeah, it's like there'll be days where I'm just like this used to be a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Like, because even now, like I could go to a basketball court and just dunk it like without warming up or anything.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was younger in like 9th grade, I'd be like, oh, I'd kill just to be able to dunk in a basketball game.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's like the easiest thing ever. So it's surreal.
That's so crazy.
But I also try not to stay complacent where I am. I try to always reach new levels.
What's the highest vert you've hit so far? Have you measured it like accurately or not too accurately?
Not super accurately.
But head at rim, right? Was that accomplishment?
Yeah, I think my best. It's actually probably my most recent UCF dunk session. Or the one on the main hoops.
Yeah.
There's that like one super stiff rim. Everybody was like in the basketball court where I was dunking, so I just went to that one real quick and tried doing a high check. And that one I got like really solid, like head at rim, maybe like half an inch above it.
Wow.
So that, and I'm like 6'2" in shoes, like just under 6'2", so I'd say like a 46-inch vert.
Damn.
Roughly.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
So what are the goals? Just higher? Do you have any limits for yourself where you think you can get, or you think you could just keep going up?
I definitely think that there's a higher level for me, especially since my training hasn't been ideal. Mostly because of my knee. I haven't been able to train like exactly how I want.
Right.
But I definitely think if I'm healthy and at my peak, I think after a few years I could definitely hit 50.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and just get my head above the rim. Like, my goal is just to be able to get my head above the rim on every single dunk I do.
That's so nuts. That'd be so crazy. So
Yeah.
you want to be pro dunker too, like just traveling and stuff like that? Like I was talking to Jay Clark, he just wants to be able to travel and make it like his career, which is awesome, and same with like CJ. So I'm sure you're the same, right?
My goals with professional dunking is actually kind of weird. Like my mentality towards it has changed a lot. To be honest, like what I want to do, I just want to have fun with dunking. Like and I'm obsessed with it.
Right.
And I realized that the competition aspect of it and the making money aspect of it, I'm not really interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could have it my way, I would just go have dunk sessions all the time and just try to hit new dunks all the time.
Yeah.
And just have fun with it and just try to see how much I can like push my body to jump higher.
How much do you like dunking in games though?
In games is ridiculously fun.
Because like the thought of me like being able to dunk in a game like consistently, like every time I go out there, I don't think I could stop playing. Because like dunk sessions are fun because I could bang some dunks, but if I'm able to dunk in games and on people, I think I'd be playing every single day just doing that.
Yeah. I'm actually like currently my training hasn't really been much training. It's honestly just going to the gym and playing pickup.
How many
like,
game dunks have you had recently?
Yeah, and like the other thing about playing pickup is it's actually making my knee better.
Keeping it loose and not too intensive on it?
I feel really loose, and it's not like I'm dunking every like 30 seconds or 45 seconds. And it's different movements that I'm like exposing my body to also.
Yeah, we got to go play catch soon. That'll be so good for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the reason when I saw your video, I was like, that'd be so fun. And it's like you're moving how your body was like designed to move and like play and stuff.
Jay Clark, I don't know if you listened to ours from last night, but he was saying the same thing. He loves that. He wants to go do it more too. He used to do it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it can take like jumping in your athleticism to a new level too.
For sure. Just
doing different things like that. But yeah, as far as playing pickup, like I love playing pickup, and I'm gonna definitely start doing it more. The only reason I don't do it more is because the pro dunking is bringing me in some money, and that's like the biggest risk for getting injured is playing pickup.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful with it, but if I could, I'd honestly do it like every day.
I know. Oh man, I'm so close to like my dribble dunks being like pretty good, so that way I can start playing pickup again. I cannot wait to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
The times we've played together, you've always had like so many dunks, and it was just ridiculous. And you had that one. I don't know if you remember it. You like took off on somebody, and he like jumped. You didn't make it, but you took off from like so far, and you jumped, and you just like almost threw it in. Oh my god, it was crazy.
Yeah. I think that was at Howell.
Yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say
and
the same
Lewis
thing.
Was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that exact dunk.
Oh my god, so fun. So yeah, that's a cool outlook on it. But as I asked Jay Clark the same question, what do you think as like the dunk world? Where do you see it heading, and what would you like to see in the future for dunking?
So I'll say where I want to see it first. What I would want to see dunking would be like in the Olympics. Like I'd like it to see it develop into its own sport.
That's sick. Yeah, I agree.
Like, even if it's just the X Games, like, imagine having an X Games dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
And have it something where everybody knows all the dunkers, where it's like a popular sport.
Right.
And if that were to happen, dunking would blow up so much more, too, because imagine kids, like, growing up practicing dunking. Like, the kids that are, like, freakishly athletic and, like, going to the NBA. Now imagine those guys focusing on... So, yeah, it'd be really cool to see that.
Dude, I had a great thought last night after talking to Jay Clark about the similar thing. And I was actually listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and like, you know, he's all about MMA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were he was talking to a guy who ran a gym, and I was thinking, what if dunking became its own sport? We could host gyms just like an MMA type gym, you know? And I was like, because I was thinking it was a little separate, like you can't really host a gym, you can't really like train dunking. But then I'm like thinking, if it's like a sport and you treat it like the same thing as like MMA, people come in from all ages, you teach them all about the different aspects, and then they just train to get better. Like those MMA people just like the sport and like the challenge of like training against each other. And then if they want, they can go into some like competitions, just like dunking. So I think it'd be so cool if eventually, I feel like it will happen eventually, just because more and more people are trying to do it. It'll be its own sport, and then when you have these gyms, like us as like the dunkers, and you guys as the pro dunkers could be like the coaches at the gym, and then it'll be amazing.
Yeah, and it's cool too. The other thing is with dunking, like people tend to get kicked out of gyms a lot,
right?
Or people won't like it, or they'll be
they need a separate gym for it.
Yeah, so having our own gym where we can go at any time we want and practice and have a full dunk session with other dunkers, like that would honestly be like a dream.
Yeah, I think it'll happen eventually because there's too many people doing it, and it's just only growing. And it's like, why not make it a separate sport, you know, from itself? And then after that happens, it's just the opportunities are going to be so fun because then it's just like. You have the gyms, then you have like trainers, and then it just makes more people come because MMA that's why I use it as an example because when it wasn't popular, there wasn't that many people doing it. But once like it got a little bit of traction, then the gyms started opening up, and then people that didn't even know about it would start joining up just to like start learning, and they brought an interest just because they didn't know it was a possibility. So that's what I think's happening as well.
And the other good thing that would come from it becoming a sport would be keeping the athletes more in mind in terms of competitions.
Yes.
Because I can't count the amount of times I've gone to a competition and we're honestly treated like crap.
Right.
Like they'll tell us a time we're going to start dunking, and the competition starts an hour later, no warm-up time, and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think if it became a sport, everybody performing at their best, fully warmed up.
Right.
And that would be awesome.
Yeah, and then the competitions will probably be held, like you're saying, and more on what you're saying is basically like the competitions will be held a lot more professionally, and we'll have like better judges who know dunking, and also like better setup of an actual contest to see who's actually better, not just like for show. And that's the thing, you can't really blame them because it's kind of a new thing. That it used to be just like a Showtime type thing. Now it's becoming like super competitive. That like we're like, this is not a real contest, which is cool too to see like people don't even know about it yet. So I think it's growing. I think it's going to keep growing.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I don't know if it'll quite reach like Olympics or anything.
Right.
But I don't think it's gonna go away. Like, it's not a thing where it's a fad and it just dies out.
No, yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be like a huge sport on its own, just like any other sport that's not like a mainstream sport like football, baseball, anything else that's like a hobby. Like martial arts is a great one, and Billy always like brings up skateboarding, which is another great one as an analogy. I mean, it's just, and even skateboarding doesn't even, I don't even know if they have gyms. They just have like skate parks and things like that, you know. But even that, like you might need to sign up or pay to get in. It's the same type of thing. There's so many avenues, and I think it's just becoming its own thing. And
yeah, for sure. And like so many, and especially with the new like Dunk King and stuff, like they're making TV shows from it and all that. It's definitely heading in the positive direction.
For sure. Dude, what's your favorite nickname for yourself? Switching it up real quick. Just had Zaytoven?
All right, so the ones I can remember, at Dunk, Mouthpiece, he called me in the last event I did. He was calling me the Puerto Rican airbender.
That's so great.
So that was a pretty funny and cool one. I remember at Court King's event, they called me the Spanish Fly.
Oh my god.
They called me Isaiah. Billy gave me, he said IR because I put other basketball players in the injured reserve.
Oh god. When did you do that?
I guess like from dunking on people and stuff. I don't know.
I like it.
But yeah, I've had some pretty, like, I haven't found the nickname yet.
Yeah.
So
one's gonna stick. What was I gonna say? So you've hit so many different dunks, so many technical dunks. But do you have any that you're working on right now, or any like in the near future you want to start working on?
Let's see. One really big one that I want to get. There's a couple of big ones actually. I want to get a 360 behind the back with my right hand.
Okay.
That one's just so tough to get like good height on it. And not a lot of dunkers can do it well. I think the only people that can do it like semi-consistently is probably... Actually, I don't think anybody can do it consistently, like with the right hand and spinning that way.
Spinning your way, right? Left, right?
Yeah. Guy can do it. I think Lepek can do it pretty well, but it's just such a tough dunk.
Dude, the 360 under both is so nasty.
Yes, that's another one.
Sheesh. What's your favorite one you've hit so far? Do you have a favorite or a few favorites?
Honestly, there's so many. Like, I don't think I have a favorite dunk per se.
Okay, which one? Do you have one that shocked you the most that you actually had hit already?
Actually, a really shocking one was 360 behind the back with the left hand, like reverse 360 behind the back. Just because every single time I had ever tried it, I was really, really far from hitting it. And then I hadn't tried 360 behind like that dunk. I hadn't tried it in a few months actually. And we were at Howe, and I remember, and there were pickup games running, so I was rushed. And then first attempt, I backrimmed it. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is going to go down today. And then next attempt, I remember I went, someone ran in front of me. I had to reset real quick, and then I went again, and I just hit it second try.
Oh, my God.
And I was just, like, super shocked with myself. So, yeah, I think that's probably the most shocking dunk I've hit. One of my favorites is probably 540 also.
That one's so sick, yeah.
Just because it's not consistent yet, so I kind of shock myself every single time I do it.
Right.
And yeah, I just love any spinning dunks.
Yeah.
Spinning dunks are really fun.
So when you first started dunking, you were like, you increased super fast. Like that first year was like crazy for you. Did you like did your training change after you kind of like had those initial big gains, or did you like, were you training the same way the whole time, like how you are now?
Well, when I was making those first gains, I think a big part of the reason I increased so much is because of my technique, my jumping technique. Because I remember my jumping technique was like horrible at first.
Right.
And I would spend a lot of time studying dunkers, and like I think it was more beneficial to dunk every day then because it was just trying to reinforcing all that technique.
Right.
So I guess what's changed, I was also playing on my basketball team at that time. And that was like 3-hour practices, and then I'd come home and have a dunk session.
Wow.
So yeah, it was like a super high volume of training. But I was able to handle it pretty well. I think the thing that's changed the most has been how often I dunk, just because of my knee. But now that I can jump right left, I've been dunking a lot more frequently. So yeah, the amount of dunk sessions I've been having has changed a lot. But other than that, it's honestly been the same. I've been trying to lift around the same.
So when you lift, do you have like a lifting phase where you don't dunk, or do you just kind of lift and dunk and like kind of balance the two?
Yeah, I always try to dunk. At minimum, if I'm not like having any injury, at the very, very least, you should never go more than a week without dunking, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to a low rim and working on technique, because like you can be really sore from lifting, to the point where it affects your jumping. But yeah, I try to jump at least once a week, no matter what. But I've also been pretty bad because like I love dunking so much, and sometimes I'm like, screw lifting today. I'm gonna go have a dunk session.
Yeah, it must be so hard when you jump that high, because like for me, if I like, that's what happened to me when I like finally increased like a couple months ago. I got higher than I ever have, and then the next couple weeks I was dunking every other day at least. I just couldn't stop because it was like so fun to jump that high, but I was just killing myself.
Yeah, but it's really tough because like for me, even on a bad day, like I could still hit it between the legs.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I can go to the gym and just work on technique for all my dunks, even if I'm not jumping well.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like I can't go and be like, oh, I'm jumping poorly. Like let me go lift instead. If I'm jumping poorly, like I'm still gonna be dunking.
Yeah.
So it can get really, really tough to do that. But along with that, you also have to kind of teach yourself discipline, and like see the big picture, and train for the long run instead of having like fun now. It's gonna be even more fun later if you can jump higher. So
definitely. So what are you in right now? Like, what's your routine looking like for like a weekly basis? Are you like about to dunk soon, or did you lift this week? What'd you do recently?
Right now, approaching training is actually really like unorthodox. All honesty, I'll wake up and I like decide what I'm gonna do that day, depending on how my body feels.
That's exactly what I just started doing like about a week ago. That's why I had like a little field day. So I totally agree.
Yeah, like I started reading about this thing, auto-regulation.
Okay.
And it's this thing that they use for lifting, and it's basically you lift a certain amount of reps at a certain intensity, and you kind of rate yourself, like how hard did that feel?
Yeah.
And then back off or try harder, like the next few days, depending on that.
Yeah.
So I was reading that, and it kind of inspired me to do that with dunking. So I'll wake up, I'll see how sore I am, if I have any like pains or anything like that. And it's basically just what will be most beneficial for me that day. If my body's really like bad, like if I'm sore or hurting or anything like that, I'll say, okay, I should probably stretch today, maybe run through a dynamic warm-up, run a pickup game. The next day I'll wake up, I'm still feeling a little bit sore, but not like too bad, nothing's hurting. I could probably go dunk.
Yeah.
And then because I dunked that day, I know the next day I probably shouldn't dunk again. Maybe I'll get a lift in.
Yeah.
So just things like that. Or sometimes I'll lift and dunk on the same day. So I've kind of just learned how to read my body and see how I'm feeling.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do more of. I kind of read my body and then made like a little schedule for myself because I know like how I usually do. But now I'm taking it a step further and kind of just going day by day instead of like week by week. Because I was doing like week by week kind of. Like, if I had, like, a lot of jumping one week, I would think, okay, maybe I'll do, like, lighter jumps and more lifting this week. But now I'm going to do, like, literally day-to-day. Just because yesterday I did, like, field work and I sprinted a lot. And I didn't think I did that much. But today I'm pretty sore. Like my hamstrings are definitely sore. I'm like, I might have went a little too hard. So instead of dunking tomorrow, well, I don't think I can tomorrow. But just saying, if there was no hurricane, if I could dunk tomorrow, I would. But now I might wait till Tuesday just to give it a little extra rest. I don't know. But, yeah.
Yeah, the only time I would tell someone not to follow that approach is because like some people, they need organization to like stay motivated.
Right.
Like they need to know that this day I'm gonna do this day I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna finish with that.
Yeah.
Some people, like if they try to auto regulate, like they'll wake up and be like, I'm not feeling too good today, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So I think if you're gonna do that, you should try to do at least one thing every single day that's gonna make you go forwards in your training.
Right.
Never completely rest. So like always at the very least stretch, get a sweat going.
Yeah, I've done that too. Like when I say I'm not doing anything today, I'm actually doing still a lot. Like the minimum I do now is like I go downstairs to like my neighborhood gym and like ride the bike for like 5 minutes, and then my legs feel warm and then stretch. Because like my stretching needs like a serious stretch. I can't just like cold stretch. I need to like really stretch. So like my off days, I still try to break a sweat, even if it's like very minimal, where I just do like a little bit of like swimming or something. Like I jump in the pool, just go outside. Anything. It's just I need minimal. I can't do nothing ever. I can't do it. And I don't think I need to. Like I don't think it's good for me to do that.
Yeah, and I learned that the tough way because around a year ago, I think like January last year. That was probably the worst my training has ever been. And what I was doing, I'd have a dunk session, like a 2 or 3 hour dunk session, rest completely, like literally doing nothing for like 2 or 3 days, and then go dunk again. And I was spending so much time being injured and stuff like that. And I kind of learned, like, I'm healthier if I'm doing stuff every day. Like, your body starts to get used to it and stuff, instead of just wrecking your body every few days and then resting completely.
Right, yeah. It's like, yeah, for sure. I just feel like for me, if I'm sore like today, I feel like if I don't do anything, my body will, like, try to remedy that soreness by like getting tighter, whatever it does while I'm sitting still. But if I move and get the blood flowing, it kind of like gets those muscles looser and like trains my body a different way to deal with soreness. So I definitely need to move.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So one thing I like about you that we've all noticed from the beginning is that you've become such a student of the game and like learning every details and constantly reading articles. And I think that's really important too for like nutrition and recovery and just constantly learning. And I think that's a big part of what people don't take away from like when they ask us questions is they need to do a lot of research on themselves and how they feel. And like we do a lot of like self-diagnosing. Like we share information, but at the same time, like you really got to do a lot of work yourself. You gotta learn, and you gotta learn what works for you and what doesn't, because we can tell you the basics, but then they're not going to work unless you try hard and be smart about it.
Yeah, like when I was first getting into it, I love learning and I love knowledge. And with me, like
you're smart.
Yeah, anytime I like would hear about something, I would like look it up. So. Right. Someone told me, squats are good for you. They'll increase your vert. I went online. I read everything about squats. I learned how like people use them for training and stuff like that. And then from there, I was like, I think I'll add this to my training.
Yeah.
Or I'll be watching a video. I'll see the way a certain dunker's foot hits the ground, and then I'll be like, let me try that. So I'm just constantly learning.
You're super detail oriented with that. You try to look at every little detail.
Yeah, and that's one thing I wish people would do more of. Some people, like, they'll hit me up on Instagram and they'll be like, how do I jump higher? And I'll give them the basics of it, but they won't do any research for themselves. They'll come back later on with, like, a question, and it's like, like, that's something you could have easily Googled.
Yeah, like, if someone's, like, for example, sometimes they'll be like, I'll say, like, go try some plyometrics if you're feeling like try to build strength and also do plyometrics, and then they'll ask me like what are good strength exercises when they could have gone and looked that up, or say like what are plyometrics, what are good exercises, and it makes me want to just say like just go look up what plyometrics are and try to understand what they do, and when you understand what they do, you can learn how to apply them best for yourself. It's hard for me to tell you what you need exactly, but
yeah, and another thing too is learning through trial and error.
Yeah, like definitely.
If you learn about something, you should give it a shot for at least like a month and see if it works for you. Because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So I think people should experiment and see how their body responds to certain like stimuli and stuff like that. Because everybody's different.
Yeah. So let's just random question, kind of. So if you had like a dunk contest in a week, right? Like like you found out, or say you have like 2 weeks. Do you have like would you like set out a plan for those 2 weeks, or would you kind of do your own thing, and then when it comes to like a few days before, then you kind of go into like a schedule?
Yeah. All right. So if I had a dunk contest in 2 weeks, first I kind of look at my body and like see where I'm at.
Right.
Right now my knee is pretty okay. It's doing pretty well. So what I would do, I'd probably have maybe 2 or 3 dunk sessions the first week. I wouldn't do any kind of lifting. Actually, the first week I'd probably lift really, really light. And then into the second week, and this is something I learned over time, because I always go overboard with dunking right before a contest, and then I'm not healthy for the contest. So what I would do is I'd probably, at the very beginning of the second week, I'd practice my contest dunks, and after that, just chill out until the contest. I'd go to the gym, maybe play a couple games, shoot around, that type of thing.
Yeah, stay loose.
Yeah, and just make sure I'm like completely fresh for the competition.
Yeah, I think that's where I went wrong when I did like my little Cali countdown thing, because I had 3 weeks, but I think I wanted to be like jumping my highest ever, and I think I like overdid it with the lifting, because when I got there I was jumping well, but like everything was a little off. I didn't dunk as well as I could have. I think I should have like lifted the first week, dunked a lot the second week, and then take it easy the last week, so I'm like fully fresh and healthy.
Yeah.
But I was trying to like squeeze in an extra inch of vert by going hard as hell. But I did take it easy like the week before it. Like I didn't go crazy hard, but still I think I went a little too hard. It's hard, you know. It's hard to not go hard when you're trying to go hard, and you want to go harder than hard, and you want to jump hard.
Yeah, and it's really hard because, but yeah, it's difficult because dunking, to be like, you never know if you're actually going to be jumping your highest.
Right.
Because there's some days where I go to the gym, I haven't prepared at all for the session, and maybe I'm like a little sore, and then I end up having one of my best dunking days.
Crazy.
And then it's like, what did I do that made me have such a good day like this?
Right.
And there'll be some times where I'm like preparing perfectly, and then I end up jumping poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's just really difficult to kind of find that like sweet spot.
Yeah, I definitely, now that I think about it, I feel like if you have a week to go, I feel like you just need to stay loose and fresh. Like practice dunking for technique, but you're not going to get higher, you know what I mean? So it's like in a week, so I think just get your body right, and that's where I went wrong. Because like that contest we were in together at the high school, the little one, that one, like I only had like a week notice, so I just had a few sessions, and I jumped like my highest ever that day. Like I just was like fresh and ready, but because I knew I didn't want to like overtrain, and I was like doing a lot, so I'm like I only had a week, so I did a couple sessions beforehand, light sessions, and then I felt really good on that day. So
yeah, that day is one of my biggest like what ifs moment. Like imagine if all of us would have had a session that day.
It was me, you, Lewis, and CJ.
And literally every single one of us was jumping like our highest.
Yeah,
it was
that
crazy.
Was so nuts. I wish I like. Now I just want to practice. I want to like next time there's a contest. I hope I can be on point with dunks because I'm jumping high now. Now I just need the technique consistent, which I don't do because I don't practice dunks enough. But I still want to work on my vert. That's the thing. I want to get higher first and dribble dunks and things. But
yeah, and that's the other thing. I kind of realized. Like over the past couple of months, is to be able to hit new dunks. I kind of got obsessed with technique for a while, and I'd be trying to improve my technique. But I also realized, like, if you want to hit a new dunk, you just got to jump higher. Like,
definitely, it definitely helps, and it's just like, yeah, it definitely helps because like with bad form, you could land the harder dunks on a low rim. So if you had the same like proportionate ratio vertical on a higher rim, you'd hit it too, but. You want the good form, obviously, but the verticals like cures everything.
Yeah. Oh, that also reminds me something. I don't remember when exactly we talked about it, but it's cool. Like the days that you're feeling really bouncy, it doesn't feel like you're jumping higher. It feels like the rim is lower.
Yes, and that's the weirdest part for me was when you increase and since I go to so many different rims, the weird part for me is when I don't go to a high rim for like a 10-foot rim for a while or something like that, or like a rim I've struggled on, and I come back with a higher vertical. When I walk in and I'm jumping well and I'm warming up, it like feels lower, but it's like the same rim. It's just like now I jump higher. It just feels like mentally lower. It's so weird.
Yeah, like for me, that moment was my session at UCF on the main hoops. They're all 10, and it felt like I was dunking on 9-9.
Yeah,
like because I back rimmed all my 360 between the legs easy, like, and it never feels easy on 10.
Yeah,
and I was just like, whoa, like these rims really feel low right now. It's like it's sick, but it's a 10-foot rim.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, it's just so weird. I love it though. I can't wait to jump a little higher. I think next week will be really good, especially if my soreness goes away. Like I think this week is going to be really good for me because I'm loving the mobility work in the field and things like that.
Yeah.
I just need to get some good stretching. I did some stretching this morning, but I think I need to do a little bit more. Maybe do the bike if I can get to it. I think my elevators are actually down, so I can't even leave the apartment.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So you're just stuck there.
I'm stuck there. I was prepared for it. They told us it would happen, but I was hoping I'd be able to get there before. But I'll just do some like stretching and sweating here or something.
Yeah, for me, as of now, just got to stretch a lot while I'm sitting here during the hurricane.
Yeah.
And as far as training for this next week, I think what I'm going to do is probably a couple sessions at the beginning of the week, just right, left.
Because your knee, pickup. Right?
Sorry?
Because your knee?
Yeah, just so I don't go like hard on my knee. And then near the end of the week, have like a full left-right session.
Yeah. Well, dude, let's link up if we can.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
I work, so after 5-ish. But
yep.
What else are they gonna say? Do you like foam rolling or stretching or both?
So with stretch, it's kind of had phases where I stretch a lot, stretch every other body. But I was talking to Jordan Kilgannon recently, actually, and he was reading some articles where they said, as far as jumping, it's not beneficial to have really flexible muscles. Where it's really important is like your hip flexors and your quads, because if they're tight, they inhibit your jumping. But other than that, it actually might be good to have tight muscles, which is kind of like a weird thing. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. I haven't been stretching like really hard, other than my hip flexors, so doing a lot of lunge type stretches.
Right. That's very interesting because my legs are really bad, and like I know my hamstrings are super tight, and I've always had I'm jumping decent, but it just feels like when my legs feel loose and the most flexible, I feel like I'm recovering faster. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the only thing I would disagree with, that like tight muscle thing, because I feel like it is good for jumping, but for me, like if I was not trying to increase, I think that would be good. But since I'm trying to increase, I feel like my muscles need to be loose, not when I jump, but just loose in general, just so I can recover better and like put more strain on them and like increase how much they can hold. Yeah,
and to go with that too, maybe there might be like a Goldilocks zone type of thing. Like where your muscles, when they're at a certain level of flexibility, that's the best for jumping. But if you get more flexible, it's detrimental, and if you get less flexible, it's detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There might be like a spot where you have to reach that flexibility.
And that's the thing for me is like I feel fine when I jump. Like I don't feel like my muscles are holding me back at all, but I do feel like they hold me back like after I jump or I have a big workout, like I have pain or I feel tight. And I feel like if I went at this route and didn't get more flexible and let myself get tight, I feel like my career would be a lot shorter than it could be. Like they just don't feel healthy. They feel like it'll lead to injuries because I'm so tight, or it makes dunking harder because like my warm-ups take forever because I'm not loose. But like the days I feel super loose or I had a good stretch, I'm like loose already and I'm good to go.
Yeah. And with the stretching too, I can't slack off too much. Especially recently, like I haven't been good with stretching. Like even my quads, I haven't really stretched them too much. And during sessions, like my quad will just start. It feels like it's just swelling up or something. It's just like super tight. So yeah, like that's another thing. If I don't stretch enough, I start getting just like muscle pains and stuff. So
interesting.
I think overall, like if someone's like listening to this, like they're starting out or anything,
no one's listening to this.
I think it's super important to stretch. and like get into that good habit.
Yeah, I just wish I did it when I was a kid too.
Yeah. But as far as foam rolling, like I love foam rolling. I remember the first time I had foam rolled, like the next day I had like no knee pain. My muscles felt amazing.
Wow.
And yeah, but there's also like I feel like you can do it too much.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you know if you're doing it too much?
What?
How do you know if you're doing it too much?
I think as far as too much, it's for like the intensity of it. Because you can like foam roll too hard, your muscles. I don't know if I kind of feel weak if I do it too much.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's just me or anything, but like I try to limit it to once a day or maybe like every other day.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing it like all the time, I feel like I jump a little lower. So I don't know. For foam rolling, I love it, but I try to do the bare minimum.
Huh. I'm going to give it a shot today because I have so much time, and it actually helps me break a sweat too if I do like my hamstrings, you know, like it's a lot of core work, and if you do it like constantly for a few minutes,
and if you're doing your quads, you're like in a plank position. I've got like an ab workout.
For sure.
From holding it.
Yeah. And just to be clear, you agree that lifting and core is all very essential in jumping too, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of people say, like, do you need to lift? Do you not need to lift? But, yeah, I'm on board with lifting.
I think you can get to a certain point with just jumping, but I think if you want to reach your potential, you have to lift and you have to do abs and all that.
And that's where I feel like the stretching comes back into play because, like, for me, when I get stronger, I feel like if my muscles aren't, like, lengthening, like, I stretch them to get them, like, longer, and then I strengthen those to make them, like, useful. But if I'm not stretching and not getting more flexible, I'm just getting stronger, I feel like it's just, like, thickening them. It's not really building more potential.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's different because, like, for me, I'm, like, naturally flexible. So for me, it's just a matter of, like, am I able to hit all the range of motions that I, like comfortably?
Mm-hmm.
So I could not stretch for a while and I'd still be good. I might be a little bit tighter, but I could still hit all my range of motions. So I feel like for me, stretching isn't as important. But for someone like you, where you're naturally inflexible, then you're gonna run into problems if you don't stretch.
Right.
So yeah, it's different, but overall, like I feel stretching is really important.
Yeah, I just feel like overall body health. Well, how could it hurt? It's just like if you don't want to you want to do it the right timing too. You don't want to do like static stretching before a dunk session. That's like basics though. Like if you don't know that, you want to do like you want your muscles to be warm but not like stretched out.
The funniest thing is like I'll go do an event. I did one with Doug Anderson recently.
Yeah.
And this is like 3 days into the event. Everybody is like dead tired. And we're about to have like a competition, and he's just there doing like a hamstring stretch, like just sitting on the floor, and that's literally all he did. And then he just got up and like did his dunk, and it's like, what the heck? Like, imagine if he knew like about proper training, warming up.
Yeah.
So
maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe his body. That's the thing. Some people's bodies are just like ready.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. I wish I had that feeling. What are your thoughts on dunk celebrations when you finish it? How do you go about that? Do you let it come natural, or you have some set up?
For me, I love dunking so much. It just makes me like go berserk and scream. Like especially like when I have dunk sessions with you and like you just punch like the dunk really hard.
The last one I just uploaded, me and you were both screaming each turn. It was so funny.
But yeah, it's cool. Like it's weird seeing other dunk videos. Like people have dunk sessions, everybody just quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I'd be screaming. Like that's my thing. I gotta scream. If I'm in a competition though, I don't know why. I just kind of act like I do that all the time, type of thing. But yeah, for a dunk session, just let all my emotions out and scream.
Yeah. Do you ever use your ears to like in a competition to like?
I always say that my ears like make me more aerodynamic. I'm like Dumbo, where you use it to jump higher.
Dude, that's dope. Yo, anyway, how's your right left coming along? Because you killed those backboards after only a few attempts when I was with you. So how's
my right left. Um, I'm I'm kind of frustrated because the sessions I've been doing recently, I've said I'm gonna work on right left, and then I just end up jumping a lot left right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's starting to feel more natural. Like I don't have to think about my steps that much.
Yeah.
The only problems I have is when I start going into like a really long approach. I'm uncoordinated with that.
Right.
But yesterday I was learning how to jump over people.
I saw the Lego.
Yeah. That's actually how I stared though. Like
that's so funny.
I put the Lego down, jumped over it, put a brick down, jumped over it. There was a few other ones like I didn't show. Like I put it was like a garbage can that I jumped over and slowly made it higher and higher.
Yeah. I'm excited to see your right left because even just your left right when you caught it with your left hand, that one you banged in that session.
Yeah.
I can just imagine you doing with your right hand. It would be so nasty. So like right left just lets you get some more of those like extension ones that I would love to see you do. So
yeah, for sure.
Really
and like
bang them.
my arms are so long too. Like there was one dunk in that session that you just uploaded.
The one
where
left
I reached
right where
for
you just,
it like
way
back.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine doing that, but with right left.
Oh
like,
my god!
I could go even further.
It'll be so crazy. So I hope you keep it up. Are you doing it right now? I know you did it because of your knee. That's why you're switching to right left for a little bit. But are you gonna continue doing it even if your knee is good? You're gonna try to keep both like as good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, one of my biggest motivations for that too is for in-game dunks.
Oh, for sure.
Like. It'd just be so cool to be able to dunk from any angle, like anywhere on the court.
How's your 1 foot going?
My 1 foot, I stay away from my 1 foot completely.
For knee reasons?
My knee, so my left one has like the tendonitis.
Yeah.
And 1 foot jumping is actually what made my knee bad in the first place.
Same.
So yeah, I'm staying away from that for my left leg. And then for my right leg, I sprained it during a Court Kings event. Like a few months back.
Damn.
So, like, I'm waiting for that leg to just get stronger. And then I'll start doing 1 foot again. But for now, there's no 1 foot.
I miss sadly. 1 foot too. I wish I could get mine good. Whenever I watch Briz, the new, he's just started his little Instagram.
Yeah.
Every time I watch him, it makes me jealous. So jealous. I wish I had that bounce off 1 foot.
Yeah, I was actually. It's ironic or coincidental that we're talking about this. Like right before we did the call, I was watching a 1 foot session I had done last year, and it was outdoors, and I had done a windmill off my left, reverse palm, like a tomahawk, reverse windmill. And
did you ever get a knee spray?
That was with my left leg, so like I was just wondering, like, I wonder where my left leg is at right now.
Did you ever get an e-spay?
I got one e-spay actually on video.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I might like repost. Like nobody knows that I've done it actually. Like. It's kind of funny, but I might repost it like sometime soon. But yeah, I've gotten one e-spay off one. That's
crazy, dude. Oh man, what else we gotta say?
Oh,
do you like raw dunk sessions or mixes? If you have like 6, does it depend on the dunk?
It depends.
If they all sounded like gunshots.
Yeah, well for dunk mixes, it depends on the song for me.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely for me too.
Like, that's why you have some of my favorite dunk mixes just because you use, like, the most hype music ever.
That's all I go for.
Like, no offense to anybody out there that makes dunk mixes, but I hate chill songs and dunks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like, unless it's like a distance, like slow motion dunk, I guess.
It's just like a chemical imbalance when I watch it because it's like it's not the mood, it's not the right mood, so it doesn't match. It doesn't match for me.
Like dunking for me is just adrenaline filled and
pure explosion. And you're gonna have I
want to feel like I'm getting an adrenaline shot every time I watch a dunk mix.
You're about to have a heart attack.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I like raw sessions for sure.
Dude, that makes me want to make a mix now of like some recent dunks I've had, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, definitely got to get a session in this week. Let's try to get like a few sessions in.
Yeah, we'll see when. I'm definitely dunking next, so whenever the gym I'm available to go to the gym, that's what I'm doing next because I did all the prep work, and I'm good to go. So.
We gotta get a session with CJ too.
Dude, I know. He said he's actually down too, I think. Like, I talked to him this weekend, and I think he said that he was... I'm trying to remember what he said. I think he said he's going to be dunking soon too. He just started back up dunking. He said he's rusty. They went to like just a little dunk session. I know he went to low rim too. So I think he's ready to have like a regular one. Just try it out. But the OG session.
Yep.
Got
the Three Musketeers.
When does Lewis get back?
Lewis, I'm not sure actually. Because he left to Jersey.
Yeah.
He's probably coming back Tuesday, I think.
All right, so we'll see. We'll try to get everybody there. That'd be crazy. And then we'll do it at the dunk gym that we just created.
Yep. It's in my basement.
I guess we'll wrap it up there. We'll do this a lot more.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks
for having me on in your mind and in your spirit. I love
always
you.
in my soul.
Anything you want to tell them before they leave? Your YouTube channel. I know you started posting more there.
Yeah, my YouTube channel. Just put my name on the search bar, Isaiah Rivera.
Yeah, I'll put the link.
Yeah, I'll pop straight up. Make sure you keep your fifth metatarsal lubricated so you can jump higher.
Definitely. All right, dude.
All right, man. Take it easy. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too, bro. Love you. See ya.
All right.